This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(6:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. The President says that national issues like Easter Sunday attacks should not be politicized. The Elections Commission says the Provincial Council election should be held after resolving the current legal issues. Sri Lanka has received a batch of 264,000 doses of the Oxford Covishield vaccine. The total number of COVID-19 infections confirmed so far in the country crossed the 85,000 mark. And in news overseas, Myanmar asks India to return the police officers who crossed the border during the coup. Those were the headlines, and now we move on to the details of the local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa emphasizes that the government is responsible for the national security of the country and there will be no room for the terrorism of the Tamil separatism or Islamic extremism to rise again in the country. The president emphasized that his government has no interest in hiding the report of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on the Easter Sunday attack. The government will not make a deal with any person or party in this regard and that no one wants to make anyone happy, the president said, requesting not to politicize the issue. The Easter Sunday attack is a national issue. It should not be taken as a political theme. It is the responsibility of the government to act appropriately on behalf of the people affected by the attack, the president said. Justifying the concerns of the Archbishop of Colombo, Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith, over the process of justice to the people, the president said the cardinal's pain about the attack is reasonable and he has a right to talk about it. The president pointed out that it is sad and ridiculous that the politicians of the then government who were silent in the time of the attack are now raising black flags. The president expressed these views while participating in the 13th Gama Samaga Pilisandara program held yesterday at the Veralagala Gama Gramaniladari Division in the Giribawa Division Secretariat Division in Kurnagala. Chairman of the Elections Commission, Attorney at Law Nimal Punchiheva, says that his position is that the Provincial Council election should be held as provincial councils are part of the Constitution. He told the SLBC that the election should be held after resolving the current legal issues. The chairman of the Elections Commission pointed out that the postponement of the Provincial Council elections has only prevented the appointment of people's representatives to those institutions and that the functions assigned to the provincial councils are being carried out as usual. He further pointed out that the large role pertaining to various fields is being played through the provincial councils. This is a news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life.
And we continue with more local news. Sri Lanka has registered 360 more positive cases of COVID-19 yesterday, the Ministry of Health confirmed. As per statistics, the total number of COVID-19 infections confirmed so far in the country now stands at 85,336. Recoveries from the virus, meanwhile, climbed to 81,769 yesterday, as 448 more patients have regained health. However, 3,074 active cases are still under medical care. Total lives claimed by the pandemic outbreak sits at 497 at present. Renovation activities of the selected 8 tanks in the Suryavava Division Secretariat Division under the Varis Saubhagya program have commenced. The renovation activities of the Rankatuaravava will be held under the patronage of Minister Chamal Rajapaksa this evening. 8 million rupees will be spent for the project. It is expected to provide water facilities for 52 acres of paddy fields in the area. Trade Minister Bandula Gunawardena says that the government's program of controlling the prices of essential goods is being carried out successfully. Many concessions will be provided to the consumers through Sathaso and cooperative outlets. The prices of 27 items have been reduced from January. In parallel to this program, the supermarkets have also been compelled to reduce the prices of goods. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. The president says the national issues like Easter Sunday attacks should not be politicized. The Elections Commission says the provincial council election should be held after resolving the current legal issues. Sri Lanka has received a batch of 264,000 doses of the Oxford Covishield vaccine. The total number of COVID-19 infections confirmed so far in the country crossed the 85,000 mark. And that was the local news.
Introducing Speed Investment with Sri Lanka Insurance, the only insurance policy that increases your sum assured by 5% every year for the same premium amount. You also get a bonus payment at maturity. What better plan to have when you can invest now and relax later? The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life. Sri Lanka Insurance. Like a father, like a mother.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The main news story for this morning, the Ministry of Health says that Sri Lanka has received a batch of 264,000 doses of the Oxford Covishield vaccine through the COVAX facility yesterday. In a press release, the ministry said the consignment is a part of the 1.44 million doses Sri Lanka will get under the COVAX facilities administered as assistance to poorer countries by the World Health Organization. The remaining consignments will arrive in stages and the delivery of the total amount will be completed by the end of May. Citizens above 60 years of age in high-risk areas will be vaccinated using this batch, the release said. 650,991 citizens in the Western Province have been vaccinated so far. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Washlight this morning, pilgrims will not be permitted to bring plastics and polythene products into the Katharagama sacred site premises from the 22nd of this month. Minister of Environment Mahinda Amaravira said that the use of plastic garlands during the pujas at the Katharagama Devalaya will be banned, while pilgrims will be encouraged to use natural or paper-based materials. Plans have been made to create Katharagama city as an environmental friendly area. This is for the attention of the devotees who visit the Katharagama sacred site. And that came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Myanmar asks India to return the police officers who crossed the border during the coup. US Senate passes major $1.9 trillion corona relief plan. Paraguay president asks the ministers to resign. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the world news. Myanmar has asked neighbouring India to return several police officers who crossed the border for seeking refuge after refusing to carry out orders. Indian officials said the officers and their families had crossed the border in the recent days. In a letter, Myanmar authorities have asked for their return in order to uphold friendly relations. Myanmar has been gripped by mass protests and strikes following a military coup last month. President Joe Biden's relief bill aimed at helping Americans deal with the impact of the coronavirus pandemic has cleared a major hurdle. The $1.9 trillion plan was approved in the Senate yesterday despite every Republican senator voting against. The House of Representatives, controlled by Mr. Biden's Democrats, is expected to approve it next Tuesday. Mr. Biden describing the Senate vote as one of the major giant steps forward in delivering the promise to help the people. Paraguay's president has asked for all his ministers to stand down after violent protests over the government's handling of coronavirus pandemic. Mario Abdo Benitez said that he would appoint a new cabinet to deal with the demands of the people. Health workers say hospitals have run out of medicines to treat the COVID-19 patients. Only a tiny proportion of the population has been vaccinated. Opposition parties want Mr. Abdo to resign and call for new elections. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. Myanmar asks India to return the police officers who crossed the border during the coup. US Senate passes major $1.9 trillion corona relief plan. Paraguay's president asks the ministers to resign. And that was the world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
In development news, Sri Lanka Army has been able to construct the 18-kilometer-long Nelluwa-Lankagama-Pitatanya road as in little as 90 days. Lankagama has been isolated for about 40 years and no attention has been paid to the village. After the construction of the Nelluwa-Lankagama road as rural road by the River Valleys Development Board in the year 1984, no repairs have been made. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has decided to develop the Lankagama road, realizing the visions of prosperity policy. He instructed that the construction be carried out so as not to cause any environmental damage. Accordingly, the construction work was carried out by Sri Lanka Army under the supervision of the Road Development Authority. This has been solving many problems faced by the people of Lankagama. Renovation activities of the selected 8 tanks in the Surya Vavadushan Secretariat Division under the Vari Saubhagya program have commenced. The renovation activities of the Rankatuara Vava will be held under the patronage of Minister Chama Rajapaksa this evening. 80 million rupees will be spent for the project. It is expected to provide water facilities for 52 acres of paddy field in the area. And that came to you in the segment of Development News.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB from 1st to 15th March. Valuable gifts for every bill payment. Our products, our place. CIB.
Moving on to sports news, a netball tournament has been organised to mark the International Women's Day that falls tomorrow. Sri Lanka Netball Federation and the Sports Development Department have organised this with the sponsorship of Dialogue Institute. The matches will be held at Torrington Grounds in Colombo today and tomorrow. The finals will be played at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow and 150 players are to compete in this tournament representing 9 provinces. That was the sports news. Business news coming up.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
In business news, Minister Mahinda Amaraveera says that people will be given the opportunity soon to buy sand at a reasonable price. A presidential task force has been appointed to look into providing rocks, sand and earth expeditiously for the development activities. That was the business news. Economic news follows.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News, courtesy of
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And in economic news, Sri Lanka stocks recouped the losses made in the last 4 days to end the week gaining 0.75%, pushed up by Carson's Cumberbatch, LOLC and Expo Lanka, the brokers said. Turnover was 2 billion rupees with 107 stocks gaining and 54 falling. That was economic news and the weather report to conclude.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And finally, the weather report, the Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur at several places over most parts of the island after 1 p.m. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in the central, Sabaragamuwa, southern and western provinces and in the Polonnaruwa district. Several spells of showers will occur in the eastern and Nuwa provinces in the morning hours too. And before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's get back to the headlines once again. The President says the national issues like Easter Sunday attacks should not be politicized. The Elections Commission says that the Provincial Council election should be held after resolving the current legal issues. Sri Lanka has received a batch of 264,000 doses of the Oxford Covishield vaccine. The total number of COVID-19 infections confirmed so far in the country crossed the 85,000 mark. And in news overseas, Myanmar asks India to return the police officers who crossed the border during the coup. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news. And now it's back to your Sunday morning host and my good friend Chandima to brighten up your day.